In previous class we discussed about the Kirchhoff's law and its simple applications, and on the basis of Kirchhoff's law there is another most important principle which is known as Wheatstone bridge principle. So today we will discuss about the Wheatstone bridge principle. So what is Wheatstone bridge principle? First of all, so Wheatstone bridge principle, in Wheatstone bridge principle, four resistances P, Q, R and S are connected in the form of bridge as shown in the figure. Between points A and C, a cell and a one-way key is connected. Between point B and D, a galvanometer and a tapping key is connected. If we close key K1 first and K2 later on, and in this case if galvanometer shows zero deflection, then the bridge is said to be in balanced condition, and in that condition the ratio of P by Q equal to R by S. So this is known as balanced Wheatstone bridge condition, which is also obtained using Kirchhoff's laws. First of all, using Kirchhoff's first law, if the cell sends a current I, then this current reaches at point A. At point A there are two paths, one is along AB and other is along AD. If current I1 flows through along AB, then the remaining current as per Kirchhoff's first law, which is I minus I1, flows through R along path AD. At the same time, the current I1 reaches at point B. If we assume that the point B is at higher potential than point D, then current flows from B to D. This is the current IG, which is flows from B to D, and the remaining current, again Kirchhoff's first law, I1 minus IG, which is flows through Q. At the same time, the current IG reaches at point D, and current I minus I1 also reaches at point D. These two currents are incoming current, and according to Kirchhoff's first law, the sum of incoming currents equal to outgoing current, that is outgoing current I minus I1 plus IG flows through S. There is only one path. At the same time, the current I1 minus IG also reaches at point C. These two currents are again incoming currents for point D. So their sum is equal to I, which flows from the negative terminal of the cell. If the current enter to the negative terminal of the cell is also I, and current leaving the positive terminal of the cell is also I, it means your current distribution is absolutely correct as per Kirchhoff's first law. Now we use Kirchhoff's second law. So apply Kirchhoff's second law in closed loop. In closed loop A, B, D, A. Direction of current is also from A to B, and your motion is also from A to B. That's why potential drop across P is taken as positive, which is I1P. Here we assume that the resistance of galvanometer is capital G, and current flows through galvanometer is Ig. That's why potential drop across galvanometer is also taken as Ig plus capital G, which is also taken as positive, because direction of current and direction of your motion are also same. Now at point D we move from D to A, but current move from A to D. That's why potential drop across R is taken as negative, which is I minus I1 into R is equal to 0. This is the equation number 1. Again in loop B, C, D, B. First of all, direction of current is also from B to C, and your motion is also from B to C. That's why potential drop across Q is taken as positive, which is I1 minus Ig into Q. And direction of current in arm DC is from D to C, but your motion is from C to D. That's why potential drop across S is taken as negative, which is I minus I1 plus Ig into S. Now potential drop across arm DB also taken as negative, because direction of current and direction of your motion are in opposite direction. That's why this is potential drop Ig, capital G, and equal to 0 in closed loop. This is the equation number 2. In balanced condition, we also say that the galvanometer shows zero deflection, and galvanometer is a very sensitive device. That's why, or which is used to measure the current. If galvanometer's deflection is zero, it means the current flows through this arm or galvanometer is also zero. That is Ig, which is the current flow through the galvanometer, which is taken as 0. Now, from equation number 1, in equation number 1, where Ig is 0, this is I1P plus 0 minus I minus I1 into R, which is equal to 0. I1P equal to I minus I1 into R. If we change the side of this term, this is the equation number 3. From equation 2, Ig is also 0. To equation 2, I1 minus 0 into Q minus I minus I1 plus 0 into S, and this term is also 0 because Ig is taken as 0. If we change the side of term, then I1Q equal to I minus I1 into S. This is equation number 4. Now dividing equation 3 by 4, we get P by Q equal to R by S, which is balanced Wheatstone bridge condition. It means if ratio of P by Q equal to ratio of R by S, then we said that the bridge is in balanced condition and no current flows through the arm BD. Okay, and this principle has many applications like to solve the simple circuits. So there is a problem related to Wheatstone bridge principle, which is shown in the figure. Find the current flows through the circuit or drawn from the cell. Again, there are two resistances connected in the form of bridge as shown in the figure. In such type problem, we use the Wheatstone bridge principle. Here we also mark the point A, B, C and D. So first of all, we simplify the circuit like Wheatstone bridge. Like point B, this is the point D. This is point A. This is point C. First of all, between point A and D, there is a resistance which is 2 ohm. This is point A, or this is point B, or this is the resistance 2 ohm. At the same time, between point A and point D, there is also a resistance which is 2 ohm. So this is point A, or this is point D, or this is the resistance of 2 ohm. Again, between point B and C, so this is point B, this is point C. So there is also another resistance 2 ohm. This is point B, or this is point C, which is 2 ohm. Again, between point D and point C, there is also a resistance of 2 ohm. So this is point D, this is point C, or this is the resistance of 2 ohm. Now, in between point B and D, there is another 2 ohm resistance, which is also 2 ohm. If we take this is P, this is Q, this is R, or this is S, then first of all check the balance condition. Here P by Q equal to 2 by 2, that is 1, and R by S, which is also 2 by 2, or which is also equal to 1. Therefore, P by Q equal to R by S. It means this is in balance condition, and in balance condition, no current flows through the arm BD. If in our part, if there is no flow of blood in some part, then that particular part becomes damaged or not working properly. That's why if there is no current in this arm, then this arm can be neglected. There are four resistors P and Q. Now P and Q are connected in series. and their values are also connected in series. Those values also 4 ohm. So now equivalent resistance 1 upon R equivalent equal to, because above 4 ohm resistance, below the 4 ohm resistance becomes are connected in parallel. That's why 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. Okay. Then 2 by 4, or which is becomes 1 by 2. It means equivalent resistance equal to 2 ohm. We find the equivalent resistance. Now the potential drop of the cell is taken as 4 volt, which is also given. Now current according to Ohm's law, I equal to V by R. Then I equal to 4 by 2, which equal to 2 ampere. Such type of problem also based on the Wheatstone bridge principle, and also apply the same principle here. And a major device which is called meter bridge or slide wire bridge is also based on the Wheatstone bridge principle. Like meter bridge is also called practical form of Wheatstone bridge. The meter bridge or Wheatstone slide wire will discuss in the next class. Thank you, students.